Hey everybody, this is Calvin with Calvinomics. Tonight I want to make a short video just to have it on the record regarding silver prices, gold prices, and the strike with Iran. I mean the airstrikes. So over the weekend, I read all the scary headlines on the news. This is it, World War III. We're going to strike Iran. Um, Two big leaders, the Ayatollah apparently was killed, and then one of the old leaders, and then probably other people, which is not great. But I'm not going to get into that. This isn't political. This is more economic. Of course, they intertwine. However, mine is more of the effects on a market. Okay, so you read all the articles that gold and silver are going to surge. Investors seek safe harbor. All this stuff. Right now, it is 10:15 March 1st. So I guess we're going to see what transpires throughout the week. So if you look at the gold prices right now, I wonder if this is updated. Yeah, 5,374, 94.78. Let's confirm that. Of course, this is changing mainly by the minute. 5,370. This is kind of goes. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be hard to have the exact price on both sites at this exact time. Silver prices are changing right now. It's not as fast. 94.70. Okay. So for this one right here, gold, silver surge. I don't see a surge at all. In fact, I see it lower than it was on Friday. I made a video on Friday. I believe this was up to 95 or 96. I think it was up to like 98 at the highest. So, in fact, it's not really surging at all. Now, one thing that I've always noticed about these news articles is that they'll say people are pouring their money into safe haven, gold and silver and whatever else. And it's like, so what are they doing? Just taking all their money and buying a bunch of silver bars and then dumping them the next day? This is kind of like, I don't know. I don't really know what it is. Maybe it's like the futures market or some type of combination, but I just can't see everyone taking all their money and shifting it to like something in silver for a few days and then shifting it back out. I just don't see that occurring. So sometimes I take these news articles with a grain of salt. What you want to see is you want to see trends, take out the noise. Yes, there's always going to be a war. Yes, there's always going to be an attack. Yes, there's always going to be drama between countries. The war with Ukraine has been going on for 4 years now, and we see how that's turned out. I mean, it's just become like pretty much a stalemate. And so now we have the thing with Iran. Who knows how that's going to turn out? So and of course, these things will affect markets, but in the end, those things will come and go. And you just got to figure out what's the trend. Overall, the trend, wars or no wars, is up. Okay? The trend line clearly states that. The graph clearly states that. However, this is not a trend. This is an up and to the right, to the moon kind of scenario. Now, that could mean there's speculation. However, on a long enough timeline, 6 months, it's going to start to level. So silver prices are at 94. It's already been falling since I started this video. Gold prices, yeah, right around there now. Going up 123 bucks in a day seems like a lot, 2.35%. But honestly, there's been days where it's gone up 900 bucks and fallen that amount. So, even for 718 bucks in a month, it's still kind of like low compared to like say 6 months where it's 49, 1700 bucks, or in a year 2400 bucks. I mean, that's crazy, right? That's like literally almost half the price. Okay. So what am I getting at? So if you're trying to buy silver, gold, copper, palladium, platinum, you want to invest in some silver. Most likely, you're like me. There's a highlight. Hopefully, you have more money than I do, but I really don't have money to go around 5,300 bucks, 5,400 bucks, and buying 1 ounce of gold just to have it. I just don't. So you look for something where you can hopefully make money or keep your money. Silver is attainable, about $100, 94.55, which will buy a coin online. Most likely it'll cost you around $100. So there's like the actual spot price and then the premium, that the markup price. But either way, you'll still end up coming out ahead. Um, so you want to buy some silver, you want to buy some platinum, whatever. Just kind of look at the market, see what the trend is. Chances are, like, oh no, am I buying at an all-time high? No, you're not, because the all-time high was around this area, and it was around, it says 114, 115. In fact, it went up to like 121 or 123, if I'm not mistaken, and then it went down to almost the high 60s. Um, so no, you're not buying at the peak, but you're buying. We're all going to be buying in a very interesting area. Do I see it uh, keep going up nonstop? No, I do see it kind of leveling. The only thing is if a war with Iran spreads to something much greater, then I could see the price up and to the right, and then more up and to the right. So if you're also looking at stocks, you're like, you know what, I don't want to own pieces of silver or gold. I don't know where to store them, whatever. Fine, you can own stock, which is at least a piece in the company. The trend right now and just all over the world is materials, right? So I've actually owned a few of these stocks, and I own a couple of these stocks. Newmont is not one I have owned or ever own. But here is their chart. It's up and to the right. It all follows gold and silver for the most part. I do own Barrick Mining Corp. As you can see, it had a really fantastic start, just a really good trend line, up, fell, kind of recovered, and it's going back up. So this is the part that is kind of freaky. What happened here in this big gap? Now, 2011, it's only 15 years, but still, that was 15 years of just a sideways movement with some jumps here and there. Pan American Silver is one I used to own back in the 2020 times, kind of had it around 20, 30 bucks, and I sold it actually before it crashed out, and then it just shot up. What's going on here? I don't know. I don't like this chart. I don't like that it did this. This to me is pure speculation, but who knows? However, a lot of these are somehow based in Canada, and they have projects everywhere else. So you can own these stocks, and that's fine. Some of them have dividends, some of them don't. Barrick does, 3.31%. I used to own this one, same kind of time frame, 2020. It was I got it right around here, 50, 40, 50 bucks. I sold it around 75 just for a profit. I had no idea I was going to do this. Okay, so I'm kind of kicking myself. This to me is astronomical, right? Just in a year for it to go up 155 bucks, and in 5 years it just goes up almost 340%. Okay, so if you own these stocks, you know it's always that same thing. But over time, even if you are buying at the absolute peak, and then it falls for some reason, it's there is a highly likely chance it's going to increase because I do not see the mining stocks for any reason going down. The world needs these resources. You need them for all the electrical vehicles. Now, there's not a great demand for that in the United States as of now, but that doesn't mean the rest of the world is not using them. China is using them. It's over 1 billion people. You got the data centers, copper's hitting an all-time high. So people are going to continue to pump these things out and just keep pumping, basically mining and mining, because if they're getting all-time high prices, they're going to want to continue to do it because that's why next year or at the end of the year, you're going to start hearing all these record profits, and there's going to be record profits. That's fantastic for them. But remember, just because it's record profits doesn't mean they're turning a profit or record revenue. There we go. It means you've got to be turning a record profit. So it doesn't mean it doesn't correlate. You have record revenue, but still not have profit. So you always have to be careful with what stock you are buying. Here's another one. I don't know if I've ever owned this one, but sometimes when I look at a chart and it just bounces all over the place, I'm just kind of weary of that. Especially when it feels like it's gone up high and it's crashed, and it's gone up high and it's crashed. It's like, why is it doing this? Okay, so what am I trying to say? Basically, if you're trying to decide, should I buy some stock or why not, right? Mining stocks, energy stocks. Here is a website, juniorminingnetwork.com. Gives you a bunch of ticker symbols. See, here's something I told you about. I have Denison Mines right here. I also own Cameco and Agnico Eagle Mines. See, there you go. And some of these, you just got to look them up and then just see. And then after like a certain part, it asks you to subscribe. So there you go. So I'm not going to do this right now, but then it unlocks the rest of them. But either way, this gives you a good baseline because it shows recommended stocks. And then that's stuff you can hold and just ride the wave. Or you can just supplement it. Maybe you have some silver pieces on hand, and then you buy some silver stocks or some silver or some mining stocks. This way you kind of diversified a little bit, but either way, looking at what's going on either in the world. Don't try to get too caught up in the fear at the headlines. You'll drive yourself crazy. Look at the trend lines and see. This is not a defined trend line, it's just up and to the right. So kind of do over a 5 year, kind of the same thing. Just do it 1 year. Kind of the same thing. It's showing you it's going up. Now, if all of a sudden you just start seeing multiple times where it hits the same number and then starts falling down, that means the trend line's about to reverse and go down. Something like this is a little bit more be weary because it's like, why is it doing this? Why they go up? Why they go up? And then are we going to do that exact same thing here? This to me is a signal that there could be topping and then it's going to crash back down, but we don't know. That's always a tricky part. Just so this is one I do own. So just find something that you like, see if it pays a dividend, see the trend, look at the demand. Don't just go off the headline like, oh, I'm gonna buy this now, I'm gonna buy this now, and just try to just if you hold for the long call. Okay. I hope this video helps, and I will talk to you all soon.